Greetings one, greetings all, out in the shop. We're having a heat wave right now, and it's just too miserable to go out and do anything. Except early in the morning and maybe late in the evening, right before it gets dark. Then a guy can go out once that sun goes down a little bit. But I've got an air conditioner in the shop, so it's about 60 some degrees in here right now, so this is the place to be today. Holiday weekend, didn't do anything. Sat in my house all day yesterday and watched YouTube videos. Took a couple naps. Yeah, I don't know, they say guys gotta do that once in a while, you know. And I agree. It was rather nice. But today I want to, if I have any hopes of getting this six-wheeler built and running by winter to use for ice fishing and for some winter camping, I got to get going on it. It's turning into a full rebuild. I wasn't planning on that, but once I got into the machine a little bit and I started seeing, I'm putting tools away, I started seeing just how rough shape the bearings and stuff like that on the axles and everything were. I was like, nah, I gotta rebuild some stuff, otherwise I'm not gonna have confidence in the machine, you know. So that's what I started. But I don't know if you folks are the same way. If you're working on a project, but you just kind of tear into something and start going nuts, and then realize down the road that maybe you should have thought about things first or planned out a little bit better, or let's see if we can get a light on. There we go. You know, something you didn't do during the process is now causing you lots of grief in the future. One of those things that I've done is I did not, on these axles, I didn't measure where everything was laid out on the axle. And by that I mean, okay, so here's an axle shaft laying right here, okay? Here's a sprocket, all right? There's a bearing. There's a bearing retainer. There's two bearings, actually, the outer and the inner. I did not make a note on, I've got 6 axles tore out, and I did not make a note on any of those where on that shaft those particular items sit. Now there's a mark here where a bearing used to be. This is where one of the sprockets used to be, where this hole is in this keyway, and I think I can see evidence of a bearing right there. So that would be this would be the inner bearing, this would be the chain sprocket, this would be the outer bearing, and then here's where the wheel is. So there's marks on the tube, I guess, but if I'm going to do this right, I should really be taking measurements. So one of the things that I now have in the shop is a book of graph paper. I'm putting stuff away here. I gotta do it. It's driving me nuts. the shop gets so disorganized so quickly. So I have a book of graph paper now. And now I can make drawings and measurements and things like that when I need to remember something months down the road, like the importance of where all these sprockets sit in relation to their position on the axle shafts. So that's today's mission. I don't know how much I'm really going to do out here. I had ambition of pulling the... Fortunately for me, there's still 6 axles in the machine. I didn't take them all out because it's such a nightmare to get them out of here. I mean, it's 50 years old, and this thing is... they're rusted. I mean, I'm sure you've seen the videos. So, yeah, it's a nightmare to get them out. So, I still have 6 left in the machine. I was going to tackle that today. See if I can pull those other 6 out. But before I do that, since they're in their factory positions, I'm going to take measurements of where the bearings and the keepers and all that other stuff are in relation to the axle, so that I can put them back in that exact same spot when it comes time to reassemble. So yeah, let's get on with that.